your brother's wife. What happened that you are leaving this house?
Once, can you sacrifice my brother's happiness for my happiness? Can you do that?
I can bear absolutely anything to keep my family together.
I am in love with Heer.
The TVWan News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome to TVWan News. I'm Mary Silla Kelaton.
And I'm Rex Litter. Join me later in the bulletin for sports.
In this edition, PMGH given green light to do kidney transplant, review into military and police collaboration for future callouts, and Voku embraces HSBC7's experience. The National Weather Service has renewed a gale wind warning for Coral Sea, including coastal waters of southern PNG Indonesia border to Daru and eastern Milimbe Islands. There is very strong northwest winds of 34 to 47 knots expected to continue for the next 6 to 24 hours, causing very rough and high seas. All small crafts, boats, and seagoing vessels are advised to take necessary precautions before going out or avoid going out to sea at all, especially over the warning areas. Villages along the coastline of the warning areas are also advised to take necessary precaution to avoid danger. A second load of relief supplies for survivors of the Mount Ulawun volcanic eruption in West New Britain province was delivered to the provincial disaster team in Kimbe today. 17 tons of medical supplies and non-food items were donated by the government of India sent to Kimbe aboard an Australian Defence Force aircraft.
Relief supplies are donated by the people and government of India to survivors of Mount Ulawun volcanic eruption in West New Britain was flown to Hoskins Airport today on an Australian Defence Force aircraft. Member for Nakanai and Minister for Oil Palm Francis Galia Maneke witnessed the loading of the cargo at the PNG Defence Force Air Transport Wing today. Maneke thanked the people and government of India the consistent humanitarian support.
On behalf of our government of Western Britain, the Honorable Governor, Sachin Mutual, we wholeheartedly want to thank the people and the government of India being so gracious for us, and now we sing the last batch of the supplies to be transported to hospitals and eventually go to the care centers.
Mr. Maneke said the continuous rainfall in Nakanai district is proving difficult for the displaced people, especially those in East and Central LLZs. The medical supplies and non-food items is much needed. The relief materials include tents, sleeping mats, hygiene kits, meals ready to eat, and water storage tanks. The medical aid comprises essential medicines, surgical items, sanitary pads, rapid antigen test kits, pregnancy test kits, mosquito repellents, and baby food. Mr. Maneke furthermore thanked the government of Australia, the US, and the People's Republic of China for also providing assistance when it was needed.
Yes, we have a disaster team on the ground, a director in Kimbe, and supply point in Biala where everything will be distributed to the care centers. And there have been some management aspect of the disaster lately, and it has been reduced. But unfortunately now we're facing again flooding in the same district in the LLG, which is East Nakanai LLG, and also Central Nakanai. And this relief supply will again, I think, will help us, assist us in the way we're going to again manage the flooding victims, and so as the disaster in the volcanic eruption. Now,
Director for National Disaster Lasso Mana was at the loading bay also. He acknowledged the quick response of the PNG Defence Force Iraqi for liaising for transportation with the ADF aircraft.
I thank the Government of Australia and Australian Defence Force for allowing this aircraft to us. If this aircraft is not here, we shouldn't have supplied these things to Hoskins.
The relief supplies from India arrived in the country on December 21st, 2023. Several factors delayed the transporting of these relief supplies, including availability of the ADF aircraft. This is part of India's $1 million aid commitment to assist the people affected by the Mount 11 volcanic eruption in West New Britain. Freddie Moe, TVWan News.
Director of the National Disaster Centre, Lasso Mana, confirmed that officers have been deployed to hotspot provinces in the country to monitor and assess the El Nino situation. They will report to the government for further deliberation in preparation for the predicted drought season.
Planning to send teams maybe next week. That's what we are planning, to the hotspot areas to assess the situation. So after they come back with the report, we will actually verify whether these hotspot provinces are affected by El Nino or not. If they are affected, then we will request the government for some funding to respond to the El Nino, respond to the drought.
Water PNG has condemned rumors regarding the safety and quality of water supply following the tragic death of a PNG power contractor at the Sirinumu Dam over the weekend. Water PNG, in a media release today, clarified that the incident did not in any way compromise the quality of drinking water supply to Port Moresby and surrounding areas. Water from Sirinumu Dam undergoes extensive downstream purification processes, ensuring that Port Moresby's water supply meets international standards. The raw water from Sirinumu Dam travels approximately 40 kilometers, passing through a series of stringent safeguard processes, including the Mount Eriyama treatment plant, which adheres to the highest world standards for human consumption. Therefore, Water PNG urges consumers to dismiss any false and misleading commentaries and social media posts, but instead reach out to the company through its hotline number should they have any questions. Chief Executive Officer of Port Moresby General Hospital, Dr. Paki Malumi, said the hospital would like to address public health because when it is not addressed, the hospital is at the receiving end of a worst-case scenario. He said this at the press conference after the commissioning of the newly opened kidney dialysis center at the Port Moresby General Hospital.
Having 3 kidney dialysis centers in the country so far is a milestone achieved in the healthcare services delivery in this space. providing more opportunities for kidney patients in the country. However, there is yet another phase that is more permanent and cheaper in the long run. That is organ transplant, which is the most ideal with less hassle than the kidney dialysis. Yet, better still is not reaching that stage of health status at all. National Department of Health Deputy Secretary for Public Health, Ken Wai, elaborates.
We in medicine and in health, our motto is prevention is better than cure. Because when it comes to cure, you need a big hospital like this. You need specialist medical officers. You need specialist equipment. You need specialist cure. And you need a lot of money.
In addition, he said when someone is sick, the whole family is sick, and when individuals are sick, they cannot contribute to the well-being and the development of the nation.
Healthy human beings contribute. Papua New Guinea has a lifespan of 65.4 years, while other nations have a lifespan of up to 70, 80, 90, 100. I'm 65.4 years. Why? Because of just things like this: diabetes, stroke, other different diseases that can easily be prevented.
According to Wai, the National Department of Health will be reviewing its public health education strategy later in the year. He encouraged the consumption of more organic food, including protein. He also warned young people against energy drinks and soft drinks that have a lot of sugar content. Meanwhile, CEO of Port Moresby General Hospital, Dr. Paki Malumi, emphasized on looking beyond the dialysis machine. He said if somebody is focused on that area, they don't live an economical life.
So the next program from this, what we want to do is to get the patients out of the machine so that they go and live an economical life, and that is to kidney transplant.
Frida Kana, TVWan News.
At the press conference, Chairman of the Kidney Transplant Project Steering Committee, Dr. Okti Poki, said they are ready to perform kidney transplant. Dr. Poki said PMGH has received a thumbs up by partner Transplant Link from the United Kingdom to proceed by May this year.
You have chronic kidney disease, you don't even go back to doing anything normal in the community. You can't even look after your family. You can't contribute meaningfully. You're just depending on the dialysis machine. And I'm very grateful for this occasion. As I've said a little earlier, this kidney dialysis program that we are witnessing today here at Port Moresby General Hospital is one step away from the final step or the next step, and that is kidney transplant. And we have undertaken this project with the support of our partners, including PNG Kidney Foundation. With all the training, we are ready. I can say that we have our partners that are supporting us, the Transplant Links community from UK. That's a 10-man team. So our target is by May this year, we want to have that first transplant. That's why we are hosting, or we are commissioning this dialysis program today.
This is TVWan News. After the break, a review into military and police collaboration for future callouts. That and more. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy paid units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Lager, Bunyamyumi.
Yeah, Mama.
You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaru, get up and big smile on face. Time for kimchi and a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Magic, the taste PNG loves.
Open it. Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Karen, talk young, or roll the scale rice family meal with toast. We'll bring out the smiles, cause it's a favorite by miles. Seni sigola scale rice, low scale price. Seni sigola scale rice, low scale price. But you like him? Superstition ain't the way.
Australia's favorite chef is taking you around the world to meet amazing people.
Teach me how to make this one.
Experience delicious food.
Bon appetit.
And discover the most incredible flavors.
Yum. Nice.
This is a culinary expedition on a budget.
50 rupees. That's a deal. Whoa.
Cheers. Around the world with Manu Fidel. Streaming now on Outdoor.
Feel it? Feel it? The anticipation, the pulse of the game. It's coming. Something monumental. Get ready for the NRL season 2024. Get ready to witness history in the making.
Welcome back. At the request of the government, BSP Financial Group Limited has agreed to provide Puma a further 90-day extension to the 8th of March 2024 for the closure of its accounts. This extension has been granted on the basis that additional time is required for Puma to complete transferring its banking requirements to another bank in Papua New Guinea. This action is in response to a request dated 25th January 2024 from Prime Minister James Marape. The civil unrest that affected many parts of the nation between the 10th and 11th of January 2024 were both unfortunate and unforeseen. BSP has granted this extension considering disruptions in normal business operations for other banks, financial institutions, and the business community. A review into the collaboration between the PNG Defence Force and Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary will be conducted by Police Commissioner David Manning, as said the purpose of the review is to engage defence personnel to assist police personnel to conduct policing services should there be a call-out or state of emergency in the future.
A review will be conducted into the collaboration of the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary and the PNG Defence Force for the purpose of engaging the military in future call-out or state of emergencies. Commissioner for Police David Manning, who has taken up his post following the lifting of the recent state of emergency, shared this in a media conference today.
In the next week or so, be reviewing how we collaborate with the PNG Defence Force and members of the PNG Defence Force under call-out arrangements or state of emergencies to see how best we can not only identify those vulnerabilities in our joint operations, but also ensuring that when there is a call out that we successfully execute the task on hand.
CPO Manning said the terms of references and rules of arrangement for PNGDF personnel will be included in the review.
Some things that we will be looking at is, as I said, the rules of engagement of our military personnel once they're deployed in aid of civil powers and deployed as special constables. There are leadership gaps as well.
He said a unit will also be put in place to conduct this review. The data collected during a call-out or state of emergency will establish the effectiveness of the policing service by both security forces and to also support the court with evidence.
A special investigation team that will deploy alongside any state of emergency. This is to allow greater comfort for our people, our members, our servicemen and women. When they deploy, there is a investigation team that not only investigates incidents, anything from our interaction with the public to use of force, to allow our people to perform their duties professionally with a great level of accountability and comfort. That we're not only deploying them and expecting them to take action on our behalf, but also there is a unit there to ensure that if there is a need to take their actions to court, there is an investigation team that will assist in compiling the necessary evidence to ensure that our people's actions are justified by law.
Acting Chief of Defense Commodore Philip Polowara said the PNG Defense Force stands ready to support the police force in this regard.
We are determined to support police to do what we have to do. If it means surround, hold people and remove the weapon, we stand by to support the police.
Meanwhile, Commissioner Manning officially signed the legal document of engagement for PNGDF personnel after the announcement of the review. Tracy Pa, TVWan News.
Commissioner Manning said a training will be conducted to train senior police officers that hold command positions to understand the role of military personnel and how the military operates. Manning said it is necessary when they are deployed together in a call-out.
And informally, but it'll be officially requested to the Office of the CDF to allow senior officers that hold command positions within the provinces to undergo training to better understand how military operations work and how to effectively command those operations in the instance where we call out the Defence Force.
Octedi Mining Limited's leadership team was praised for its high revenue results. This comes after the company had announced a record 684 million kina in revenue generated during December 2023. Minister for State-Owned Enterprises William Duma said the overall positive performance is based on the company's strategic business plan, which includes life of mine extension to 2050 and is driven by their new vision in addition to the company's 2023 performance. OTML recently declared a final dividend of 350 million kina to its shareholders, bringing the total dividend for the year 2023 to 450 million kina. The Octedi mine is 100% PNG owned, with the state of Papua New Guinea through the Kumul Minerals Octedi Limited owning 67%, while 3 Western Province entities hold the remaining 33%. Following completion under the Porgera Project Commencement Agreement on 22 December 2023, the new Porgera Limited will deliver full production in the third quarter of 2024. Since its restart, the Porgera mine has been progressing well, with the first gold production expected to be achieved in 2024 as planned. New Porgera Limited announced this in a media statement today.
New Pogera Limited, in a statement released today, acknowledged the tremendous effort of its workforce and the support of the regulator, Mineral Resources Authority, to restart the Pogera mine in compliance with the laws of Papua New Guinea. The 2024 mine operation is expected to boost the country's financial stance in these trying economic times. NPL reveals that the expected export revenue from Pogera gold sales in 2024 is 1.8 billion kina, which will assist in boosting PNG's foreign exchange reserves. Expenditure on PNG-sourced goods and services is estimated to be over 600 million kina during 2024. Over 3,000 Papua New Guineans will be employed by NPL by the end of this year. Royalty payments to landowners, the Enga provincial government, and a 0.5% production levy to the Mineral Resources Authority amounting to 63.4 million kina are in progress. Withholding taxes and custom duties payable to the national government are estimated at 28.2 million kina for this year. Good news for landowners. NPL has commenced payment of 4.6 million kina in outstanding compensation fees for the period that Pogera was in care and maintenance. Negotiation of long-term compensation agreements with landholder agents will commence shortly. The sharing and division of project benefits such as equity and royalties among stakeholders will be agreed upon in a development forum and be recorded in a Pogera Project Community Development Agreement to which NPL will be a party to. Under the Community Development Agreement, NPL will contribute through the tax credit scheme to relevant infrastructural projects in the areas of health, education, roads, and law and order. Salome Vincent, TVWan News.
Minister for Works and Highways Solan Mirisim has had 20 contractors paid to deliver road development priorities through the Connect PNG program spearheaded by the Marape-led government. 261 million kina was paid out to the contractors, both international and local, today.
Minister for Works and Highways Solan Mirisim commended contractors for their tireless efforts in participating in the Connect PNG program through road construction around the country. About 6 international contractors and 14 national contractors were applauded.
Let me thank all the contractors. Those contractors who's got bigger contracts that at least 30 to 40% goes to the local content must be implemented at all costs, all times when you are given a bigger contracts. So let me thank those contractors who have been implementing this and employing more than 30,000 people who are already on the ground working.
During the presentation meeting today, 261 million kina in total was paid among these 20 contractors purposely to continue their work in road construction and maintenance, which has significantly helped Papua New Guineans, especially those in remote areas. Funding was allocated to respective contractors working on Connect PNG projects in the 4 regions, building roads and fixing missing links.
Some contractors are not here. Some contractors who are in Mosby are here to receive their checks payment this morning. And we have 4 regions. People who are working in Momase will be receiving their checks today. Contractors who are working up in the highlands will receive their checks. People who are working in southern region will be receiving their checks. And people who are working in highland region will be receiving their checks. So we are fairly distributing contractors, also fairly distributing funds to contractors who are working. And those contractors, one contractor has 2 or 3, 4 invoices, and they've been working, they haven't been paid.
Minister Mirisim appealed to the contractors to take responsibility and deliver a program that will help contribute to nation building and urge them to fully understand the scope of the work.
My appeal to all the contractors is once you get the payments, you get down and do your work. Also, let me thank you whether you get the payments or you don't get a payment, you have been committed. You have been on the ground in rainy times, in sun time, you are there committed to deliver the government programs. And let me thank you for time, the effort you have been putting down. Without money, you have been still working. But let me assure you, trust this government. This government is here with Connect PNG program. Connect PNG is not a scam.
Upon payment, contractors are determined to complete all Connect PNG road projects this year, bringing basic services to remote areas as well as providing employment for nationals. Roland Dennis, TVWan News.
And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2673 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2598 US, 0.3923 Australian dollars, 0.2320 euro, and 38.14 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, coffee, cocoa, copper closed higher. Palm oil, crude oil, and copper closed the day lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. TV1 News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Hot and talk, young or old, a scale race, family meal we're told. We'll bring out the smiles cause it's our favorite from us. Tennessee Cola, scale rise, don't scale price. Tennessee Cola, scale rise, don't scale price. Amber, you like it?
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Number One Super wants members Super to last as long as possible in retirement. With Number One Super's retirement savings account, you get regular payments while the balance remains invested and continues to grow, helping your super savings last longer. It's like still getting paid, even when you stopped working. Number One's retirement savings account. Contact us today to find out more.
Strong like you, smart like me. I hope they don't break. Now surely look his son. This is Relaxo. Strong plus Shred. Should I try them on you? No, please. I'll take them. Relaxo. Very strong, lasts long.
Come on out and join the party, baby! Ricochet taking out Logan Paul! Samoa drop by Nia Jax!
That's crazy. I mean, this is like military.
You want to fight with me?
This is gonna be a rough 5 days.
I'm Jimmy Smith, a professional mixed martial arts fighter and former math teacher from LA.
I don't need a warm-up. I'm set.
I'm Doug Anderson, an Iraq war veteran and rookie fighter from New Jersey. This is our Fight Quest.
Watch Fight Quest, only on Fight Sports.
Welcome back to News Overseas. 13 people have been charged in relation to the seizure of more than 4 tons of methamphetamine in Nadi, Fiji, worth more than $2 billion. The accused persons face charges of unlawful importation of illicit drugs, unlawful possession of illicit drugs, possession of property suspected of being proceeds of crime relating to the importation and transportation of illicit substances. The Fiji Police Assistant Commander Crime also revealed that Fiji was being used as a transit point and that the meth consignment was destined for a foreign market. He said joint efforts with international law enforcement partners, the Australian Federal Police and the Pacific Transnational Crime and Coordination Centre also expected some of the spillover was for the local market. ACP workers said in a statement Monday that their investigations had revealed that the illicit substances stored at a private warehouse weighed more than 3 tons and were allegedly transported to Lealegala and later more than 1 ton to Makalevu. Those involved in the delivery and subsequent packing of drugs have also been charged. Teacher shortages are a plague in Australia as students across the country prepare to return to school.
It's pretty dire. Here in New South Wales, there are up to 2,000 teaching positions currently vacant ahead of the school year. We're hearing that 175 high schools are currently searching for English and maths teachers. But it's not only those full-time roles. Schools are also on the hunt for casual and relief teachers. Across the country, it's a similar story in nearly every state and territory. We're hearing Victoria, the ACT and South Australia are also reporting significant teacher shortages. 79% of teachers in South Australia have reported feeling overworked, with many working up to 50 hours a week, which is 12 hours more than that standard 38-hour work week. Now, we know too that teachers are taking on an increased workload, which is driving them away from the profession. They're reporting having to take on merged classes as their classroom sizes continue to grow.
What do teachers' unions want to happen?
Well, Gemma, that's the million-dollar question, is what are we going to do about this situation? The Teachers Federation here in New South Wales are calling for better pay conditions, but also for more plans in place to fix the administrative burden on teachers. They're taking on more and more admin work each year. And the New South Wales Teachers Federation are also calling for the public schools to be fully funded to 100% of the schooling resource standard. Now, New South Wales Premier Chris Minns spoke earlier today addressing the situation. He's saying that his government are doing all they can to fix this issue. They've removed salary caps for teachers. They're turning temporary jobs into more permanent jobs. But he also put the call out asking for teachers who have recently left the profession to consider coming back as they try and make teaching a more attractive profession. But Gemma, as hundreds of students across the country will be returning to school in the coming weeks, let's hope that there are enough teachers in those classrooms ready to teach them.
8 of Tuvalu's 16-member parliament are newcomers following the 2024 general election, which saw former Prime Minister Kauseya Natano ousted. The country went to the polls on Friday to elect a new 16-member parliament with 6,000 people registered to cast their votes in 8 constituencies in the island nation. There are no political parties in Tuvalu, which means that all candidates run as independents, and voters will select 2 lawmakers in each of the 8 electorates. Former Prime Minister Natano failed to get enough votes to return to Parliament in the Funafuti constituency. Dr. Puakena Borham, the only female candidate in this year's election, represented Niue in the 2015 and 2019 elections but failed to get the numbers in this election. The Commissioner of Election, Dr. Tufowa Panapa, thanked everyone who took part in the 2024 general election, from the team, the voters and all the volunteers. Australia has recorded its deadliest road toll within a 6-month period in more than 13 years, a new report has revealed.
We are talking about the deadliest time on Australia's roads, particularly in the last half of 2023, when we saw a staggering 677 people lose their lives on Australian roads. Now, that is the deadliest consecutive quarters that we have seen since the first half of 2010. And if we take a look at 2023 in its totality, some 1,266 people lost their lives nationally. That's a 7% increase on the previous year. And if we take a look at the states and territories where we saw the biggest increases in terms of the road toll, that was in New South Wales, Victoria and also South Australia. So we saw an increase of almost 25% in New South Wales, 22.5% increase in Victoria and a staggering jump of 64.8% in South Australia. We heard from the AAA's Managing Director, Michael Bradley, and he says that these figures are really quite awful. He says that what we are missing out on is a key data set and information to try to lower the road toll. Things like the quality of the roads, also the cause of the crashes, and also the law enforcement regimes or the effectiveness of road rules that differ from each state and territory. And he says all of this data has not actually been released by the various states and territories, and that means that there's nothing to be able to compare these data sets, and that's a big failing in his view. This is what he had to say.
I think this is a report and a set of numbers that show us that the government's hands-off approach to road trauma reduction is really not working, and it's really not sustainable. We are wildly off track on any plan to halve the road toll, and we need to do better, and we can't keep doing what we're doing.
Michael Bradley, the Managing Director of the Australian Automobile Association there, and he says that a week before the last federal election, the government actually said that it would tie the $10 billion that it spends every year on road improvement funding to incentivise various states and territories to actually release this data. But so far, he says this promise has not been fulfilled, and he's calling on the federal government to use this during the negotiations that are currently underway between the federal government and the state and territories for a $50 billion road improvement funding package that's going to last for the next 5 years, to ensure that releasing this key information is a condition to be able to getting some of that slice of the funding pie, because he says without this we aren't going to see the road toll, that promise to actually halve the road toll, happen anytime soon.
Congressional leaders on Sunday mourned 3 American service members killed in a drone strike in Jordan and called for retaliation against the Iran-backed militants who the U.S. say is responsible. The deadly drone strike marks the first deaths of U.S. troops in the line of fire since the Israel-Hamas war broke out after Hamas' October 7 terror attack. The White House is supporting Israel against Hamas but has tried to contain the conflict out of concern for sparking a broader war in the Middle East, even as various fighters aided by Iran have carried out attacks on U.S. forces and others in opposition to Israel. Until Sunday's strike, the U.S. had undertaken a series of retaliatory operations on the Iranian proxies. General C.Q. Brown Jr., chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff, recently told ABC in an interview that he believes Iran, a regional power with major rivalries in the Middle East, does not want a war with the U.S. But Republican lawmakers on Sunday spoke out to criticize President Joe Biden's approach to Iran, and some called for direct action against the country. Evergrande is the world's most indebted property developer and one of many property firms that ran into trouble when Chinese regulators cracked down on excessive borrowing in the real estate sector.
This has been going on for years, actually. Evergrande first defaulted in 2021, about a year after the Chinese government started to crack down on enormous levels of borrowing in the Chinese property sector. Now, this has been in the courts for some time, with Evergrande trying to find a new debt restructuring plan that could see the business continue forward. There was a bit of a reprieve. It was given late last year, but it's come back to court today, and the judge, Linda Chan, has said that Evergrande had made a lack of progress in preparing a viable restructuring proposal, and that consequently it was appropriate for the court to order that the company be wound up, saying that after so many months it was time to say enough is enough. So this is very significant news for Evergrande. It is the most indebted property developer in the world, owing more than $300 billion.
So what's due to happen next, Kathleen?
Well, the matter's back in court this afternoon. There are a couple of things that could happen. The liquidators obviously need to be appointed. They could order another restructuring, debt restructuring plan if they think that there's enough assets to do so. Evergrande is also able to appeal this judgment, so it does look that this could continue on for some months yet, but it could potentially have enormous implications for the Chinese economy. Of course, China's economy has been struggling now for some time after coming out of very strict COVID restrictions just over a year ago now. Evergrande, as I say, is the most indebted property developer, but there are several others who are in real trouble, including the country's largest property developer, Country Garden. So unfortunately, this is not a good sign for an economy which largely has been driven through real estate growth.
You're watching TVWan News. Rex returns with your news in sports after these short messages.
Cash around used to be an everyday nightmare. So much trouble, so much danger. Now, this worry is over thanks to Cellmoney. It's safe and quick. I simply visit the Cellmoney agent down the street to load my money into my Cellmoney wallet and send money to my family and friends. And best of all, it's free. These days, I don't have to join long queues, but use my Cellmoney to send money to my mother, who also uses Cellmoney. She gets an alert to let her know when the money is in. Saves time and makes it easier to send money without any fees, anytime, anywhere. With my Cellmoney wallet, I can easily buy my EasyPay without a hassle.
Cellmoney, do it all with Cellmoney.
Hello, WWE Universe. This is WWE superstar Shayna Baszler, the Queen of Spades. I'm here to set it all on fire. Watch WWE on Digicel TV.
Yeah, I only got one question, so is that all you got? Here we go, here we go. You push harder, is that all you got? You climb high, you're fast. That was magic. Hooper's the try scorer. Oh, wow. Barrels in. Welcome back, Michael Hooper. I only got one question, so is that all you got?
You're telling me that the moon was effectively the biggest cover-up in human history?
Biggest, probably.
What the hell is that?
We have to think about letting all of these people here get to safety.
These people here won't have a planet unless we figure something out.
Moonfall premieres Monday, 9 p.m. on Warner TV.
The martial arts have been practiced for centuries. Forged out of an ancient Asian world of mayhem and intimidation. But in fact, they're all about self-defense, discipline, and honor. This is XMA, the world of extreme martial arts.
Watch Extreme Martial Arts only on Fight Sport.
Welcome back. The PNG Puk Puk sensation Derek Voku embraces his experience at the recent HSBC World 7 Series in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, managing only one win in the series to finish second last at the event, Voku sees some positive signs for the Pukpuks in terms of competing at the pinnacle of rugby sevens. PNG Pukpuks outside back Derek Voku was a rising sevens player in the team, taking the trip to Dubai for the recent HSBC 7 series. With little experience at the international event, Derek found his footing on the arena. Reflecting on the games, Voku said the team did well in leading their opponents in most of the matches, but failed to maintain the lead, allowing their opponents to come from behind to defeat them in the second half.
As Zagaro pinches off left-hand side, and there's the score. He caught the napping down the edge.
Voku said clear examples were their matches against Uruguay and Hong Kong. He said PNG had a good lead in the first half but couldn't hold on to it. Thus, their opponents regrouped, defeated them in the second half. He said Uruguay and Hong Kong have the best sevens team in the world. It's a positive sign for PNG when putting up a strong competition against them. The Pukpuks can do better in the future events. They have strength and speed, but lack game technique. They have potential to compete against some of the world's best teams. Rohan Bopana, aged 43, became the oldest male player in the Open era to ever win a Grand Slam title on Saturday when he and his partner Matthew Ebden won the Australian Tennis Open men's doubles tournament. India's Bopana and Australia's Ebden competed a 7-4-6 and 7-4-5 victory over Italians Simon Bolelli and Adria Vavasori, producing a dominant serving performance in which they did not face a single break point. Bopana said this was the best moment in his career. He said he had thoughts of quitting the game, but to persevere and enjoy what he is doing, which he thinks was the best thing for him. The pair have each won Grand Slam titles separately. Bopana won the 2017 French Open mixed doubles, while Ebden won the 2013 Australia Open mixed doubles and 2022 Wimbledon men's doubles. But this marked their first trophy together after they lost last year's US Open final. Bopana has attributed much of his success later in his career to trainers and coaches for strengthening his legs and bodies as well as improving his focus on the court. Bopana has no intention of retiring from tennis just yet, especially when he says he's playing his best tennis of his life at the age of 43. He concluded that as long as he's enjoying and playing his best tennis, he doesn't see there is any reason to really stop. Bopana expected to remain in men's open for a few years more before calling off his career. Argentina won the third event of the HSBC SVNS 2024, beating Australia in Perth in front of the biggest rugby audience in Western Australia's capital since the Wallabies drew with the Springboks in Tri-Nation Series in 2017. The sellout crowd at HBF Park, hosting a SVNS event for the first time, were treated to near-perfect weather conditions as both Australia teams made the finals against the odds. But in a repeat of the finals last time out in Cape Town, Los Puma Sevens, ruthless in attack and relentless in defense, again ran out comfortable winners to spoil the hosts' party, prevailing 31-5 after reaching their 7th series finals in a row. After a breathless, Era Street opening Marcos Moneta drew first blood after Nathan Lawson's harsh-looking yellow card for a deliberate knockdown reduced Australia to 6 men. Argentina never looked back after that. German Scoots powered through at the start of the second half, and Matteo Graziano helped himself to a brace of tries. First bouncing on an Australian error, then plucking an inside pass out of the air. Either side another scintillating finish from Moneta. Matthew Gonzalez did at least give the 18,000 crowd something to cheer with late consolation score. But Argentina looked close to unbeatable at the moment. In the bronze medal match, Ireland claimed just the third podium finish since becoming a core sevens nation, with an entertaining 24-7 win over an increasingly ill-disciplined Fiji. That's all we have in sports. Over to you, Maricela.
Thanks, Rex. We'll now have the weather forecast for the next 24 hours. Southern, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with windy conditions. Port Moresby, partly cloudy, and Popondetta, some showers and possible thunderstorms. Momase, scattered showers and isolated brief showers. Wewak, cloudy with some showers. New Guinea Islands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Buka, some showers and possible thunderstorms. And Highlands, isolated showers and thunderstorms. All Highland centers cloudy periods with possible showers. Coral Sea sees rough to patches of very rough with west to northwest winds of 25-33 knots reaching 40 knots at times. Pacific Ocean sees moderate to patches of rough over the eastern sector, west to northwest winds of 15 to 20 knots rising to 33 knots over the eastern sector. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru, to Kiwai Islands, to Kerma, to Yule Island, to Hood Point, to Samare Islands, seas 1.5 to 2.5 meters rising to 3 meters and 4 meters along gale warning areas. Waters of Finchafen through Vitia Strait to CSE Long Islands, seas 1 to 2 meters rising to 2.5 or 3 meters along Vitia's Dampier Strait. And that ends this edition of TVWan News. Until tomorrow, have a pleasant evening. Bye for now.
The TVWan News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.